This peace brouhaha is not just for the interest of Rivers State, it is for the interest of Barrister Nyesom Nwike and the interest of the governor, Fubara, as well as that of the House of Assembly. I will tell you how. Number one, Nwike wants the structure of Rivers State, and that structure gives him access to the resources of the state. Right? Now that Fubara has agreed to play the way Nwike wants it, it means for him to even approve project, for him to even do any major thing in that state, he has to get clearance from Nwike. Nwike must be carried along at all times. That is number one. Number two is that the House of Assembly will now be working with the governor. And when the governor deviates from all these agreements, the House of Assembly will be the tool to be used to impeach him as governor. And because the governor want to, kind of complete his tenure, so he will want to play along so that he will complete the remaining 2 years or so that is remaining for him in his administration. Fubara is just alone. Every state machinery is working for us. So he will still appoint new commissioners. You will see it happen. Fubara will appoint new commissioners from the list Nwike will give to him. So he will just be there as the arrowhead and without power. Hello, my people. Welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. I woke up a few days ago and saw on the news that the suspended governor of Rivers State, Fubara, and his political godfather, who is also the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Nwike, has reconciled their political differences. And this was done at Aso Rock Villa, where the president resides. It was on the report that the president was the one who brokered the peace between the duo, and also he involved the State House of Assembly, and the Speaker and the members of the House of Assembly were there, when this peace truce was achieved. Well, it was on record that for the past almost a year plus or two that the governor was sworn in as the executive governor of Rivers State, that he has been at loggerhead with his political godfather, Barrister Nyesom Nwike. And this crisis has lingered on. It even led to the demolition of the State House of Assembly complex by the state governor when he was kind of trying to avoid any possible impeachment, because his political godfather was trying to utilize the instrumentality of the State House of Assembly to impeach the governor. So all these squabbles has been going on all this while. And I recall that the president at some point, tried to broker peace for them, which led to about 8-point agenda, which everyone was, criticizing the governor for agreeing to, because virtually all the 8-point agenda was favorable to his political godfather, Barrister Nyesom Nwike, which everyone believed that the president is supporting, during, the time of the crisis. So, because both parties, kind of failed to implement the 8-point agenda, because each side was not kind of committed, to ensuring that the agreement was implemented. And this led to the president declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State, which led to the suspension of the governor and also the suspension of the members of the House of Assembly. There have been a lot of criticism, on president's decision to suspend the governor and the members of the House of Assembly. Looking at the section 305 that the president cited when he was declaring the state of emergency, there was no clause that specified that a sitting governor, an elected governor, and the elected members of the House of Assembly can be suspended. But the president did it anyways, and he got away with it. At the end of the day, the governor has been in suspension, and I think the suspension is supposed to be lifted, by September. That's going to round it up at 6 months. But along the line, there was peace. Everybody was like, oh, thank God that there's peace. Oh, that peace will return to Rivers State and all that. But the question remains, has anybody been told exactly what is the problem between Barrister Nyesom Nwike and the governor, Fubara? Nobody has been told of what exactly is the bone of contention between the two people who have caused this kind of crisis in Rivers State. Well, we saw Fubara, stating that he has chosen the path of peace. However, the content of the agreement, the content of the conversation that led to the reconciliation was not made public. And the governor gradually has been hinting the public part of the things that contains in the agreement. Before I go into all that, if you are new to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those to be notified. And also, don't forget to like and share this video so that others can take a look and get the video as it is hot. All right. Now, we will look into one or two things the governor have said, in one of the 2 or 3 forums we have seen him, recently with, the Minister of FCT. He was there when there was a burial ceremony for a relative of the Minister of FCT. He was there. But before we go into that, let's take a look at this, video done by Deji 360, where he gave a kind of summary of what, transpired so far in Rivers State. So the courtesy of this video is to Deji 360. So let's take a look at the video and we'll be right back.
Peace appears to be returning to Rivers State. After months of political tension, we can say peace has finally settled over Rivers State. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Nwike, confirmed on Thursday, June the 26th, that his bitter dispute with the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has been resolved following a high-level peace meeting hosted by President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja. Nwike, who spoke after the closed-door session attended by Fubara, members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, and other political leaders, said both parties had agreed to end their differences and work together. Governor Fubara also confirmed the outcome of the meeting, stating that an understanding had been reached to prioritize peace in Rivers State. Take a listen now to both men.
All agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have a disagreement, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody. That there's no more acrimony, there's nothing to say we're disagreeing. We have all agreed on everything. So we thank God. For me, it's a day we have to thank Almighty God.
For me, it's very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of Rivers State is peace. And by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the state, including our leader, peace has returned in Rivers State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around.
Well, now, this long-awaited reconciliation follows a series of failed negotiations that plunged Rivers State into months of political turmoil, ultimately leading to the declaration of emergency rule by the president on March the 18th. Now, during that period, President Bola Tinubu appointed retired Naval Chief Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas as sole administrator, effectively sidelining the elected leadership in the state. Now, in a bid to restore order and stability. And of course, it appears order and stability will return. And having listened to both men, well, let's just keep our fingers crossed that nothing happens. And then we'll wait for when that pronouncement will be made by the president, lifting the state of emergency. And the understanding is that that is likely to happen anytime soon.
Welcome back. You had, the summary of, what has transpired so far, particularly for those who have not been following, what is going on in Rivers State. But now let's get to the recent development now, which is this peace truce that has been reached between the Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Nwike, and his political godson, and Sim Fubara. I recall that even before the crisis began, that former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, warned Sim Fubara that make sure you don't have any issue with Nwike, because he's not the kind of person that fights and run away from fight. He will fight till the end. And this is exactly what is happening today in Rivers State. So Nwike has been fighting doggedly when it comes to this issue between him and Sim Fubara, which nobody else knows except the two of them. They have never made it public what is their bone of contention. So we are just picking it that it is a squabble between Godfather and Godson. And the House of Assembly is a tool used by the Godfather, to put Godson into check. So that's the way the scenario has been playing out all along. Let me remind you that in some of the videos I've made concerning Rivers State, I was clear enough to make people understand that the battle in Rivers State is majorly the battle for political structure. And Minister Nwike has said it clearly that he cannot lose the structure he has built. This is how he wrestled the structure from his political godfather, Rotimi Amaechi, right? And now he doesn't want somebody to deal with him the way he dealt with Rotimi Amaechi at that time. So the point is, when sitting governor, does not have capacity, does not have power to be able to feed candidates that will contest local government election, which is the bedrock of political structure, then there's problem. So all the members of the local government chairman now that will emerge will be people that Barrister Nyesom Nwike will provide. And the moment you provide those people will manipulate the ward level structure. And those ward level structure will be loyal to the local government chairman, who are already loyal to former governor Nyesom Nwike, right? And from there, they will be able to get the candidate for the state governorship, election. So he's already going down from the roots, from the grassroots, to take over the entire structure. And don't forget that when the sole administrator, who was, sworn in by the president when he suspended the governor to take the helm of affairs of the state, came on board, he attacked the local government structure by removing all those people that same Fubara has put in place. Don't forget that. So now that those people are holding sway, and I believe that these guys that they put there are already Barrister Nyesom Nwike's guys. And now they will now legalize it by conducting state election. And don't forget, the same sole administrator removed the state INEC, chairman, SIEC, right? The River State, Independent Electoral Commission chairman. He removed him and put their own person. So that person will ensure that all the candidates Nwike will bring are the people that will take over the whole local government structure as chairman and even as councillors. So by the time they do all this, the governor will just be hanging like a thread in the middle of an ocean. So I don't understand the root of the peace accord. How is that peace in the best interest of River State? So Nwike will be in Abuja, controlling Abuja resources, and also be in River State, controlling River State. That is exactly what is going to play out. So for the governor to come and tell us he has chosen the path of peace and it's for the interest of River State, that's not true. Because I can't see how it is in the interest of River State. That's what it is. So I think that this peace brouhaha is not just for the interest of River State. It is for the interest of Barrister Nyesom Nwike and the interest of the governor, Fubara, as well as that of the House of Assembly. I will tell you how. Number one, Nwike wants the structure of River State, and that structure gives him access to the resources of the state. Right? Now that Fubara has agreed to play the way Nwike wants it, it means for him to even approve project, for him to even do any major thing in that state, he has to get clearance from Nwike. Nwike must be carried along at all times. That is number one. Number two is that the House of Assembly will now be working with the governor. And when the governor deviates from all these agreements, the House of Assembly will be the tool to be used to impeach him as governor. And because the governor wants to, kind of complete his tenure, so he will want to play along so that he will complete the remaining 2 years or so that is remaining for him in his administration. And when he's done with that, he will leave the seat. He will not come for the election. For him to come for the election, it means he has to decamp from PDP to join another different party. But as far as he's a PDP member, he will not contest for re-election. Write it down. All these things are conditions given to this guy. And he accepted those conditions because he just wants to complete these first 4 years. That is exactly what is going to happen in River State soon. So you will see how the whole ball will be rolled out. Now, the question now is, if the president knew they're going to hold this peace talk, why did the Senate, the National Assembly, pass the budget for River State for River State on behalf of the House of Assembly? So they are going to implement over 1.something trillion naira budget, which was recently passed by the National Assembly on behalf of the state. So you can see now as it stands, those budgets that we are passed are not, processed or prepared by the incumbent governor. It is prepared by the sole administrator, which is Nwike's camp, right? So when you look at all those things, Fubara has no place in River State. He's just a state governor as a figurehead. But in terms of actions, in terms of what is going to play out in River State, he doesn't hold sway. Write it down. He does not hold power. So he's just a ceremonial governor. The budget you're about to start implementing is not prepared by you. The projects there are not your projects. The projects there are the projects Nwike wants. They are the projects that are there through the sole administrator. So they know there will be peace talk, right? Why did they rush to pass that budget? They would have waited when the governor comes in. Since now that the House of Assembly will be working with him, he would have represented his budget to the House of Assembly, which is the full, house, and the full house will go through the budget and pass it, and then the governance continues. But as it is now, it's coming to implement, budget prepared by the sole administrator, which most of the project may not be what he wants. May not be the project that he's even working on. They may even stall all the ones he's working on that he's talking on the TV the other day that, that's why he wanted peace, because most of the project he began has been stalled because he has not been around due to the suspension and all that. When you open that budget, you may be shocked that some of those projects are not even in the budget for this year. So when you look at all these things, how does all these things now capture the interest of Rivers State? So they call it is peace talk. Well, we will see how that peace will work in the interest of Rivers State. We all love peace. Even me, I've advocated for this peace all along. And I've been, speaking to President, why has he not genuinely hold these parties together and make genuine peace for them? Because for the first 8-point agenda, I didn't see any fairness in that. So, and today, that peace has come. And I've said it also that I'm expecting President to call, Senator Natasha Akpoti and Godswill Akpabio and call them to the table and see how we broker peace for them so that they can move on. That's what I'm expecting. But unfortunately, the president pitched their tent with Senate President by suing Senator Natasha Akpoti, making the matter even worse. So he's a father for every one of them. He's the father of the country. So he expected that when two siblings are quarreling, whether they are from different parties, that the president has the capacity to come in, mediate for them, and broker peace for them. So, well, as it stands, everybody is happy that peace will return to Rivers State. But what is the price of that peace is what we are yet to see, and we will start seeing them in the next couple of days. And one thing I want to establish here is that if he has chosen the path of peace, when he starts implementing what they agreed in that room, we don't want to hear him complain that his hands are tied, that this way I can't deliver on this because of the peace talk. He can't do this, or the minister is attacking him. We don't want to hear any complaint. Since he chose what he feels is right for the state, we want to see the result in the state. Because I'm seeing that peace talk or peace agreement as a selfish peace agreement. Selfish in the sense that it favors the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Nwike, and it favors the governor as well. How does it favor the governor? He wants to finish his term as governor. He doesn't want to be impeached. And the threat of impeachment is still there. Any day he deviates from implementing that peace accord, the House of Assembly will be used to impeach him. And by then, it's late for him. So, which means he has to play along till his tenure finishes. So, I'm still yet to understand how this will impact positively in the lives of Rivers people if he's playing along with this kind of thing. Politics is filled with selfish people that don't care about the interests of others. So, Nwike is muscling the structure. The moment he gets the local government election done and these people are there, those people in the local government will get the ward structure in his hands. The moment they get the ward structure in his hands, you remember there are the people that will elect the candidate for the party, for the governorship. So the moment he has gotten all these people, he will determine who will be the next governor after Fubara. That is where this whole thing is going. So that they will continue to hold down Rivers State in his pocket and continue to manipulate it, because delivering Rivers State will be one of his key to holding President Tinubu to ransom, to be able to maintain his position as the Minister of FCT even after this administration. Then when he delivers Port Harcourt on Rivers State for the president, then he has the guarantee to continue to be a minister if the president wins second term, right? And by then, he must have muscled a lot of resources and a lot of connections everywhere to prepare for presidency in 2031. That is just this game plan. Nwike has programmed his journey the way to work for him, and is capitalizing on his control for Rivers State to get this journey done. So, but however, it's all these things are political. We came out then and spoke that this state of emergency is more of political than solving any problem. Two people have problem, call them out and solve their problem for them and sort them out. It had nothing to do with the state. So this one is deciding the other from working for the state. That's just what it is, because he wants everything to go through him. And now he's getting that already on a platter of gold. So Fayose was right that Nwike will fight to the end. Same Fubara has thrown in the towel, as the case may be. So there's nothing to fight for. That is what it is. So, but the other party has federal might, and they has applied the federal might to be able to deal with the governor. So I don't know why politicians behave that way. The moment they finish in the state and leave to a federal, they will use federal might to oppress the state governor. It happens, many senators does that as well. So anyways, Rivers people, they told you that the peace is for your interest. Watch out to see how this peace is for your interest. And then we will begin to say Fubara was right, if at the end of the day it is for your interest. If truly there is peace, I think the president supposed by now be lifting the state of emergency. You don't need to wait for it to elapse till September. Lift the state of emergency, because there's no more need for that, since there's peace already in the state. So why will the state of emergency continue? So I expect Mr. President on Monday to lift the state of emergency in Rivers State, so that the governor will return back to his position and be there and be waiting for directive from Abuja to know what to do for the state. Whatever Abuja tells him is what he's going to do. It's no more, that independent governor that want to do what they want to do for his state. His hands are tied. So Rivers people don't expect much from Sim Fubara. from this peace talk. Don't expect much of anything he's going to do. What he's going to do will be what his godfather asked him to do. That's what he's going to do. So it's more of a puppet for Rivers people. That's exactly what it is. So let him tell us exactly the benefit. You are implementing budget passed by sole administrator, right? The man in State Independent Electoral Commission is put by the sole administrator. Those caretaker committee in local government is put by the sole administrator. And who is the sole administrator working for? Working for the presidency. And what is the connection between presidency and Nwike? Two of them are working together since the beginning of the first 8-point agenda. So what are we talking about? Fubara is just alone. Every state machinery is working for. So he will still appoint new commissioners. You will see it happen. Fubara will appoint new commissioners from the list Nwike will give to him. So he will just be there as the arrowhead and without power. That's exactly what it is. It's not like a state governor who they call chief security of the state, but he has no power to command the military or the police. That's what Fubara will become at the end of the day. I wish him well, and I wish Rivers people well, and I hope they enjoy the peace that Fubara has brought for them. But as far as it takes, don't expect much from this Fubara's remaining, period as governor of Rivers State. Don't expect much. His hands are already tied. So that's what it is. So I wish them well. I wish Fubara well. I wish Barrister Nyesom Nwike well. I wish the people of Rivers State well. So I wish all of them well, and we thank God for peace that has been restored in Rivers State. And I look forward that Mr. President will lift the state of emergency he has imposed in that state since peace has returned. That's my take on this. So, guys, I know you have your own view. I know you must have something in mind to say concerning this whole peace and reconciliation that came up, a few days ago. So, my comment section is open for you. Kindly drop your comment in the comment section. And if you are new to my channel, please kindly like and share this video. Share it and share it to the point that it will go viral to many people. And also, subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those to be notified. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Do have a wonderful day. See you.